Welcome back, boys and girls, to a cold day. A cold day at Doby Mower repair. Brr. 2 days ago it was in the 80s, and this morning it was below freezing. Cold. Cold, cold, cold. I'm gonna try to do a video at least 5 times a week this month. November 1st. Welcome to November. You know, I've had a lot of people, a little handful of people over recently asked me, how did you get where you are today? Well, I had to stop and really think about where I am today. What have I accomplished here? Work for myself. I got what I consider a pretty successful lawnmower repair shop. And I had to stop and think to myself, how exactly did I get here? Which is a really good question. Sometimes you have to stop and just think. You know, you just stay so busy, you just never think about it. But it would be nice to kind of expose myself, explain myself a little bit, get y'all to know me a little better. I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm trying to think, when did I... You know, growing up as a kid, I hated school worse than anybody. You know, I was diagnosed with dyslexia early in, second, third grade, whatever it was. And I just couldn't do it, hated it. All I wanted to do was get out. And I tell you, by the time I reached middle school, 7th grade, back in '87, whenever it was, I worked full time at Pike's Nursery. And that's how I kind of got into outdoorsy lawn care kind of stuff. And my grandfather, we lived very, very close with my grandma and grandpa. He wasn't my real grandpa, but it was a man that my grandmother married when I was younger. And we grew pretty close. He was a nice guy. He was retired from the water department. And he would love to tinker with lawnmowers and tillers and stuff like that. And I would hang out with him for hours, and he'd show and teach me stuff. And, we used to joke around. It's funny. One day we wanted to open up our own lawnmower shop. We already had the place picked out. It was just talking. We would never, he was too old and I was way too young. God, I don't think I was 14 years old. And it was just fun to think about. And by the time I got into high school, we had the only high school in the county that had auto shop class. And lo and behold, I had that class for homeroom too. And I would go in every morning, just tinker. All the other kids were into hot rods and working on their hot rod cars and stuff like that. I mean, who could afford that at that age, really? But I was more into, working on coaches' lawnmowers and the school's equipment and just different kind of equipment. And so everybody else was working on cars and I was working on lawnmowers. That's how I got my start. That's how my grandpa taught me a lot, and I learned a lot. I had that shop class for homeroom. I would take it for 2 hours a day. I only took a general math class and I only took a physical science class. And I would go home by noon every day. And I would just go to work. All I wanted to do was get the heck out of there and go to work. I don't care what kind of work I did. I just didn't want to go to school. And I always had a love of working on lawnmowers. Never thought you could make a career out of it. But I guess I did. So by the time I turned 17, I went in that one day after I took 3 days out of school to work. She said, my teacher had my stuff packed. She said, you don't go here anymore. She said, by the time you turn 18, you won't have, you don't have enough credits to graduate by the time you turn 18. And I thought, well, okay. I got in my car and left. And, Mom and Dad, they were like, maybe it's for the best. And I tell you, it was a blessing. Man, they turned me loose. And I think at the time I was working for a another nursery, I was helping cut grass or whatever, running the nursery a little bit. And I went to my boss, I remember that. I said, hey man, I can go full time. Yeah. And that's what I did. I hit the ground running when they kicked me out of school, man. It was a blessing. And back in the early 90s, early to mid 90s, y'all seen in the other videos I done, I showed that big 2-story building on the corner in front of my house. I went to work there. That was a big equipment rental store. And I learned a heck of a lot about working on different things. Asphalt rollers, big backhoes, trenchers, skid steers. I mean, I was working on everything back then. Didn't really care for working on that big stuff, but I did, and I did enjoy it. And in '98, this little house come up for sale, and that's when I bought it. I think I signed the contract on it in '98. I think I just had turned 25 when I signed the contract on this house. It was a dental lab when I bought it. They were using it for a dental lab. But, you know, I did a lot of job hopping back in the 90s when I finally got out of school and hit the ground running, didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And when I first moved in this house, I put a little sign in the front yard. It said mower repair. And man, I got pretty busy. All the people in the neighborhood just started bringing me stuff, but it was never something, I just thought I'd earn extra money. It's not something that I thought I would make a career out of, go full time. I mean, it wasn't even in my mind to think about that. So I took the sign down, got kind of frustrated with it. I'm like, man, it's too busy. I don't want to get, you know, because I was still working full time. You know, I'd get home about 5 and have to come out here and, you know, never thought it would add up to anything. But so in about 2001, I went to work for a local school system. And so I thought I had to get a real job, you know, piddling around with lawn care companies and different shops and stuff. I worked in 98, 99, I worked for a local hardware store that was a really, really big, successful lawnmower repair shop too. And they actually sent me to, let's see if I can, yeah, here it is. Yeah, they sent me to Sedco School up on Jimmy Carter here in Atlanta. Back in 99 is when I got my certificates from Briggs and Stratton. And, but, you know, I piddled with that a little bit. I piddled with trying to do lawn care, thinking, you know, in 99, I bought everything still had to offer. I bought my big Toro and the trailer and thinking I was going to be Mr. Lawn Care guy. The thought of making my own way, I was like, yeah. But, you know, you have mortgages and you didn't have any real plan for the future. So, you know, I'm just programmed to, okay, work, go to work for somebody, go to work. Work, earn. And like I said, in 2001, I went to work for the school system thinking I needed to get a real job, something more stable. And I did. I never planned on staying there either because they didn't pay Social Security taxes. They didn't withhold. And next thing you know, man, 20 years gets behind you. And now my body's too broken down to go to work for anybody else. And I'm not going to get a whole lot of Social Security when I turn 62 or whenever I take it. But, you know, it was kind of I ain't going to say it was a blessing, but in March of 2020, we had to quarantine. And so what I did was I went ahead and got me a Google business ad. Got my shop set up. I said, because by then I was already, you know, I was still working on lawnmowers for a lot of people. But when we had to quarantine, man, we was quarantined for like 3 months, and we still got paid, but we didn't know when we was going to go back to work. That's when I got my Google ad. And man, I got busy that year. And that was, here in a few months, it'll be it'll be starting my 4th season being, officially Tom Doby Mower Repair. And I have gotten so much busier every year. Never really thought about going full time until I quarantined and got real busy, a good year after we quarantined, and got my Google ad and started getting more and more busy. And I told Mother, I said, wow, this is something I can possibly do. I made enough money in the first couple of years where I was able to pay the house off, and no overhead, no bills, and with pressure, some good pressure from a few friends made me realize, you can do this. You can do it. Because I was busy enough. I was so sustainable, and I made more. I finally left the school system in March of this year, 2023. And in the first 6 months, I made good money with the schools. I was there for 21 years. And I made enough money in the first 6 months, more than I would make the whole year working for the schools. And it's just been a real blessing. And it's just been no looking back. And I wish my own dad was still here I could share this with, because it is hard doing this by yourself. I had to turn down another big zero turn this morning because it wouldn't run, and ain't no way in the world I can get that thing off the trailer and get it in here and get it on the table and work on that thing by myself and get hurt. Nobody can hear you screaming out here. It's crazy. But let's see here. Let me take a look. I had a few things written down I was going to. But yeah, that's basically the story. So I've been officially reopened for 4 years, and lo and behold, my friends that were kind of pushing me towards doing this were right. You can make it, and this entire month of November is going to be about Tom Doby Mower Repair, completely exposed. I'm going to show you my procedures, and I'm going to show you, the first couple of videos is going to be a tool tour. All the tools that I keep in stock, all the fancy tools and equipment, and I'm going to go over what I use. I'm going to go over every single tool I have. I'm going to go over every single piece of, every special tool, every hand tool, different equipment. I've got, shop presses, which I used this one yesterday. I had to press a insert out of a idler pulley, and, blade sharpeners, bench grinders, just stuff I use, stuff that really ain't got nothing to do with lawnmower repair, but stuff we do use, just battery testers. I'm just gonna, that, air compressors, everything in my shop that I need. I'm very established. I've got everything I need. I'm gonna go over every part that I keep in stock, like air filters, oil filters, and just different, just different stuff. Just all these parts that all these parts I have to keep on hand, like the different kind of, I'm gonna go over different kind of spark plugs, every single spark plug I use, which when I first started getting started, I was looking for a YouTube video because I was wanting somebody to tell me, okay, what I got, as I got serious years ago, what spark plugs do I need to keep in stock? And over the last 2 or 3 years, I just kind of taught myself what I need for my shop in my area for the type of equipment people bring me. And God, it's cold. Ooh. But I had to actually go in business for myself and get established and get my customer base. I've got a huge clientele now, and for what they bring me, this is going to be the stuff. I mean, y'all seen all my videos. You see the stuff I work on, so I keep all the stuff in stock I need for that type of equipment. I don't keep a whole lot of parts in stock for these big commercial zero turns. I don't like working on that stuff. I don't have to. I've got too many homeowners and landscapers alike bringing me, smaller chainsaws, weed eaters, push mowers, stuff like that, and riding the lawnmowers. But I just try to steer clear of working on big stuff. I got places I can send them now, and that'll help them out, and they appreciate that. But they still bring me other stuff. Let's see, what else do we need to go over? But this whole month, like I said, at least 5 videos a week is going to be completely exposing my shop and showing everything, man. The fluids, the oils I keep in stock. I mean, just anything you can imagine. The entire process of running the shop, the entire operation. I think that'll be a pretty good little series. I'm gonna go ahead and finish putting this little tractor back together. This is a DYT 4000. This is a Craftsman, which is a pretty good tractor. It's got the 5-speed transmission and it's got the electric PTO. I had to pull the body off and get this fuel tank. The fuel tank's under the seat, and I had that rubber grommet that got old, and the fuel line had a crack in it. It was just leaking fuel real bad. But I'm gonna get this thing back together, and appreciate y'all's time, boys and girls, watching the video. And it's gonna be a great month, man. I may not have that much to do, which is probably good, because I'm burnt out, man. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I think one of the things that pushed me to leave my job at the school system was the fact that about 8 years ago I had my spine fused. I had to have that done. And the specialist last year told me I had 3 herniated discs above that. And, with the school system, I worked in maintenance. I was a locksmith, a carpenter. I was an HVAC helper, the plumber's helper. I did everything, took care of all the playgrounds. I just couldn't do it no more. A couple of years ago, I had to have shoulder surgery. And a couple of years before that, I had to have carpal tunnel surgeries on both wrists. I couldn't feel my fingers anymore. And must have been right at 2 years now, I had my hip replaced, and I'm eat up with arthritis, and I just could not do it anymore. I just could not get up at 5, clock in at 5:30 every morning, get home about 2 or 3, and work in the shop till 8 or 9 o'clock every night. I just didn't need to, didn't have to, and I quit it. Sure did. Now I work for myself. I can go in and lay on the couch when I want to, and I don't feel good if I hurt too bad. And right now, this cold weather, man, it's got my hip hurting. Good gosh. But y'all hang with, guys. It's gonna be a good month. I'm gonna let you guys get to know me a little bit better. We're gonna get intimate instead of me just doing repair videos all the time, man. We're gonna get to know each other, and y'all leave me some comments, man. How y'all got started? What kind of videos y'all want to see this month? And it's gonna be fun. Y'all let me know what y'all want to see, because I'm gonna have to find something to keep myself busy with. Y'all be good. Love y'all, man. And y'all stay tuned. See y'all.